Let's meet today's guest and hear their inspiring story. I have with me Dr. Poorva Dharkar. What is health tech?
In very simple terms, it means devices or softwares or even apps and other solutions like assays where patients and the doctors can use.
As a scientist and as an entrepreneur, what are the ups and downs like?
The thing is, business has its own learning. Every day is a new set of day, and there's so many things that go on during the day. And the day there is no regular pattern to my day. Where we are not doctors or medical people, but what we do bridges that gap, and that is a big driver of what we can do. What has pushed me is finding another set of problem which I thought was very important and crucial to address. Health of women or women's health is a big issue. So we have started to build an ecosystem initiative called as Witty High Women through Ziva, and we are addressing this big health need on the East Coast, joining communities and people together so we can come together to address women's health. I wouldn't depend on anyone to get those shout outs, but be confident in what you are and what you can do and just keep going in your journey.
Hi there, and thanks for tuning in to the SheSight Podcast today. I'm Ruchi, and here we dive into the real stories of women who are making an impact. SheSight is a platform that amplifies voices, shares journeys, and builds a strong community. Let's meet today's guest and hear their inspiring story. I have with me Dr. Poorva Dharkar. Welcome, Dr. Poorva Dharkar. Our guest today is an accomplished leader in life sciences and health tech with over 15 years of experience. She's the founder of Ziva Consulting, where she helps health-focused startups accelerate innovation, improve brand visibility, and engage their audiences through strategic guidance. With a strong background in pharma and biotech, she has led drug development and clinical programs in neuroscience, oncology, and infectious diseases. Her work spans both public and private sectors, including leading the COVID-19 Open Data Portal, which supported over 2,000 global researchers. Dr. Dhakar is the recipient of the prestigious NIH Directors Award for her impactful contributions. Beyond her scientific work, she has also driven nonprofit initiatives, expanding membership and building valuable industry partnerships. At the heart of her work is a passion for health equity, innovation, and empowering mission driven ventures. Dr. Dharkar, a very, very warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining our podcast today.
Thank you so much, Ruchi, for having me. It's a pleasure to be part of the SheSight Podcast, and I appreciate your warm welcome and the kind note and my introduction.
Of course. For our readers and for our listeners, if you could please explain, what is health tech and what does it mean overall?
So, health technology or health tech, as we call it, means where solutions where health and technology are come together. In very simple terms, it means devices or softwares or even apps and other solutions like assays where patients and the doctors can use. Again, the solutions are for patients generally. So that's where healthcare is. So it can be your app where you manage your fitness, or it can be a blood pressure monitoring platform, or a device that measure your heart rate.
Oh, that's wonderful. Tell us what interests you most about this field and how did you think of starting your own venture?
So I have an expertise in oncology, neuroscience, and a breadth of scientific disciplines from my work during my PhD and my postdoc, which I did at the National Institutes of Health. After that, I went the route of getting an MBA in data sciences and project management and entrepreneurship, which kind of opened my doors to different ways of using strategy and data. And now, with over 20 years of experience through all these degrees and working with different organizations, nonprofits, uh, I I still had a calling to do more, to serve more people, and still find more answers to my story. and where I can be more helpful. So using, I started to connect the dots from my research to my strategic work, and that's why I started my company Ziva, where we work with mission-driven founders and businesses to find go-to-market solutions where they can build up their businesses from take the businesses from one step to another. We help with like go-to-market strategies, which essentially means non-dilutive funding. So we help them write grants so that they can get more non-dilutive funding, which does not include equity-driven funding. We help them position their businesses, and we also do like market research, building partnerships. Again, if you see it, Ruchi, when there is a product which is about being conceptualized and created, if it does not hit the right sales numbers or if it is not presented to the right market, it will not make profit. So as a scientist, I can understand the base of the health and the technology side of things with my experience, and then we bridge the gap. We act like a bridge to take them
Mhm.
to the other side.
Yeah, yeah. So what's been this journey like, as a scientist and as an entrepreneur? What are the ups and downs like? And, what makes you want to keep going?
It's so funny you ask that because after getting experience degrees and working with top organizations and getting awards, you would think like, oh, I can start my own business. But the thing is, business has its own learning. Every day is a new set of day, and there's so many things that go on during a day. And the day there is no regular pattern to my day,
Mhm.
and which is scary, but it is fun as well. You have to have that entrepreneurial mindset, as they call it, to go with your journey. So, definitely, again, as I said, like there are ups and downs, and there is no constant.
Mhm.
And even that happens not with the outcomes, but also with the feelings and the emotions and the process. Everything is pretty topsy turvy. But what drives me day to day is the zeal to go on, because we work at the intersection of patients' lives. Whatever work we are doing is helping someone achieve a health outcome.
Mhm.
So that is a big driver. I mean, we are not doctors or medical people, but what we do bridges that gap, and that is a big driver of what we can do. Another driver is like meeting fantastic founders, people, ecosystem drivers, stakeholders, patients who are a part of the journey. So entrepreneurial journey is not alone, but then you have to find your tribe and your
Mhm.
set of people who don't need to be who does not need to be another founder or another woman. They can be any gender, they can be any race, but you just have to find your support set of people. So finding that set of people who can support in your journey has been a game changer. It helps me drive my day. But at the end of the day, I need to take a break. I mean, you got to slow down. It's so important to find
Mhm.
that balance, to slow
Mhm.
down without losing focus on the outcomes you want to achieve. I think that I can totally say that. What makes me keep going, Richie, frankly, is again, there's so many problems, if we say, going on. And again, I'm not calling about medical problems, but as founders, the path, if I say another founder is starting or launching their startup or a small business we're taking off the ground, or a non-profit or a mid-sized business, they have multiple problems, while we at Ziva, we cannot solve their every problem, but we can definitely bridge the gap somewhere, and that's where I think we come in. What has pushed me is finding another set of problem which I thought was very important and crucial to address. Health of women, or women's health, is a big issue,
Mhm.
because everything from clinical trials to finding solutions for autoimmune disease, two-thirds of which are women patients, and cancer such as lung cancer, the numbers are very skewed when these diseases affect women, and the outcomes and devices and diagnostics for women's health are still not there. There's a big economic opportunity as well as social need.
Mhm.
And when we see problems like this, there is a instant need of like going in and working. So to what you're saying, it's important for me as a founder to find the problems that can affect the society, and we can help bridge their coming together as a community. So we have started to build an ecosystem initiative called as Witty Hive Women through Ziva. And we are addressing this big health need on the East Coast, joining communities and people together so we can come together to address women health.
Students, girl students who are wanting to select their careers. What is inspiring, about this field, and what can make them successful? If they were to become someone such as yourself, what is sort of the critical path in terms of education, certifications, apart, in addition to passion and interest, of course?
Sure, no, that's a beautiful question, and I will answer it in a story. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you see my career path and my trajectory, it it is not a cookie cutter path. I went a bit non-traditional. I did go traditional in the beginning. I did my BSc, MSc, PhD, postdoc, very straightforward, like one after
Mm-hmm.
the routine path of a PhD and postdoc, if you see. And
Mm-hmm.
I went after my interest. But after that, I wanted to find my soul, and I started to be more creative on what excites me. I went through my path, whatever excites me. So, up to my postdoc, I was super excited about science and creating a scientific career path as a scientist in a lab, opening my lab. But then something happened that I needed to recenter myself and re energize and refine my path. And I took a short break, which I think is great. I think pivoting, taking a break should be normalized. I did not take a break, but I took a break from work and went on a full time MBA route, which helped me find my soul and my interest and connect to other communities. After that, again, I went the nonprofit route, and again, finding and connecting to the different set of people who bring out the best in you,
Mm-hmm.
and where you can energize and find your goal is important. So again, for people who are women, other women who are trying to find their next thing, be it a next career opportunity, be it a next course to take. I mean, there are so many courses, and especially in India, I would say like
Mm-hmm.
it's very creative. There are so many courses you can combine, but I would always recommend people to think outside the box,
Mm-hmm.
not worry about what others are going to say about what you did, but go after your heart and soul and your mind. Of course, basing things on analysis and reason, not going by your just driven by what your heart says,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely take normalizing a break or going
Mm-hmm.
part-time or
Yeah.
taking doing a different. So I went through PhD and then MBA, and I was questioned a lot by different
Mm-hmm.
people like, why are you going in MBA? Will it give you a job to like? I mean, I went through it, and that was would be my thing. And then it's very important to find your own community of people who mentor you. They need not be your superiors. They could be like I have my daughter is one of my peer mentors. I would say like she helped me bump up this morning before the podcast. So you need to find people who push you forward and build out your community and go slow and steady. And again, the paths can change. I don't know where I will be in 5 years or 10 years. So let's not
Mm-hmm.
define things because the world is moving at a very fast pace.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, any additional tips and tricks for young ladies who would like to venture in health tech?
Yeah, I would explore some courses, reach out to people earlier than
Mhm.
later. I've
Mhm.
always mentored and got reached out to people when I started my BS. Like even from 10th standard, I was reaching out to people to getting mentored. Talk to as many people. I think talking to people on what they have done in their
Yeah.
journey, what their day to day looks like is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a new skill that I have recently started developing is journaling, and I'm a big fan of it. I also propagate that skill to the people I mentor. So, like having sometimes doing like a 3 point writing in your small, beautiful journal of what was great, what was okay, what could be better, and going back and looking at what can be improved is great.
Mhm.
Writing improves clarity and it gives you focus. It's a great skill, and then it helps you think through deep in your mind of what could have been better and where you were great. I
Mhm.
would also suggest always giving yourself a pat at the back and giving yourself shout outs, even if you don't get shout outs from others, and
Mhm.
not to depend on others. I mean, others could be your family or your teachers or your employers. I wouldn't depend on anyone to get those shout outs, but be confident in what you are and what you
Mhm.
can do and just keep going in your journey.
Yeah. That's wonderful. It's just beautiful advice to our young listeners, or even those who want to, maybe switch fields and think about what they want to do next, as a growing professional.
No, I would definitely encourage any of these readers to think about women's health and how your health and outcomes impact the community, and
Mhm.
focus on your health. And at the same time, we as if you're a women listener or men, does not matter.
Mhm.
We need everyone in the community. We have to find solutions for the problem holistic health. So I would encourage you to join our community, VTI Women, and any communities in your local area that support health of women is very important. I would also, if there is someone I can mentor, feel free to reach out. I'm available on LinkedIn. I'll be very happy to have a short conversation and see how
Mhm.
I can bring value to anyone's career path.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Poorva Dharkar, today for talking to SheSight and spending some of your valuable time with us. This is going to be very helpful to our listeners, and who knows, many of them might reach out to you to connect and you know talk more about health tech in detail. Thank you so
Sounds
much.
good. Thank you so much, Ruchi. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Before you move on to the next video, I have a request to make. If you like this video and this podcast, if you gained some valuable information out of this video, I would request you to click on the subscribe button as well as follow us on our social media pages. The links are given in our description. Also, do sign up to our website, www.shesightmag.com. We have amazing women stories as well as various women initiatives that are getting launched in the coming months. I'll see you there.